So a year ago, I was on Wonder of the Seas and I walked off that ship a winner, over $1,100. This time, not so much. How bad did I do? Let's go over it. Hey, thanks for checking out the video today. So I was just on Wonder of the Seas on a back-to-back. I did a 4-night and then I did a 3-night. We went to Coco twice and we also went to Nassau twice. As part of my Nassau experience, I was invited to the Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, all inclusive, all you can drink, all you can eat. Checking out the island for the very first time. Island was about 70% finished, but quite a bit was done and it was amazing. I've got a live walkthrough video on my channel. I've also got a review of the beach club with Jesselyn, my best cruising buddy, that I posted last week as well from Wonder of the Seas, which is definitely worth checking out. Also in that video, a very helpful tip if you are looking at Utopia of the Seas or Wonder of the Seas to book a cabin. There's one cabin class that we recommend you don't book, especially if you like a little bit of serenity in your cabin. So that's worth checking out. I'll put links for both of those videos right here in the description for you. Today, we talk about how I did in the casino. So maybe I was feeling a little bit, confident because last time I was on Wonder of the Seas, just about 1 year ago in December, I did very well. I hit 2 majors on that sailing and I walked off the ship with over $1,100. This time, well, nothing went right. I couldn't really hit any bonuses, and when I did, they were actually pretty lame. So I struggled mightily. The thing that I'm upset about, and the reason I have banned myself from cruising for the next couple of months, is because I showed no discipline. If you've watched my channel, I've got lots of tips on how you can cruise for a lot less by using casino comps. And a big part of that is using marketing offers. So those are the things that come through your mail, also come through snail mail. And all of that is offered based on ADT or average daily theoretical, which includes the house advantage, your bet level, and most especially the time that you spend playing in the casino. So I've got a bit of a formula that's always worked for me, but the only way that these marketing offers are a real value is if you control your gambling on board. If you don't do that, you end up spending a heck of a lot more money. And then these free cruises, they're not free at all. You might as well just pay full fare for these cruises because you're gonna end up spending a lot more trying to get them for free via marketing offers. All right, let's get into the carnage. So day 1 of the cruise, the first embarkation. This was kind of a harbinger of things to come because I went completely off the rails. So I had $50 free play from Royal Caribbean. I also had $100 onboard credit that I got from my Royal Caribbean credit card. So basically you earn points on everyday purchases and then you can convert your points into cash that you can spend on board on anything. You can spend it on gambling if you want, the spa, specialty dining, Wi-Fi, excursions, whatever you want. So I had that $100 plus $50 of free play. I also put in $300 of my own money. I left the casino that first night with $1.40. So in real terms, I lost $298.60. That's of actual cash. But considering the onboard credit, which we'll use for calculation here, I lost $398.60. Now, I'm not adding in the $50 free play because you do not earn tier credits on free play. So I did earn 169 points, which is pretty terrible for the amount I lost. I spent 3.75 hours in the casino, which is a good thing for marketing offers. My return to player was 52.9%, one of the worst I've ever had aboard a cruise ship. Not a good start on day 1. Day 2, we were in Coco, okay? We had Hideaway Beach passes, by the way. I love Hideaway Beach. If you can get these passes on discount, it's definitely worth it. There's no kids allowed. There's a huge swim up bar, pool. There's lots of places to lay out. The food, especially the pizza, is tremendous. It's really good. I highly recommend it. So I started my casino session with that $1.40 that I managed to salvage from the carnage of night one. I added another $200. I lost it all, so now I'm already down like $600. I earned 105 points, terrible again. I spent 4 hours in the casino though. I played a lot of video poker and that can help stretch your time out. But do keep in mind, the house advantage is a lot less on video poker, and with slot machines, it's $5 per tier credit point. For video poker, it's $10. So those are things you have to think about. But I will say you can play a lot more and lose less if you know how to play video poker. So we did a lot of that. My return to player, 61.7%. Day 3 was Nassau. This was our Royal Beach Club Paradise Island day. I put another $100 in. I actually had a good day. I ended up cashing out $201.45. I was up over $350 at one point. So, I probably should have cut my losses there and tried to get back some that I'd lost on the first 2 days. But like I said, I did cash out with $201.40. So I ended up winning $101.45. I earned 210 points, which is quite good. I spent 3 hours in the casino and my return to player was amazing. It was 109.6%. All right, day 4 was the last day of the first leg of this cruise. It was at sea. I took my $201.45. I added another $100. I cashed out with $0. I lost $301.45, another bad night. I earned 230 points though, which wasn't terrible. It wasn't great though. Spent 3.5 hours in the casino. And my return to player was a paltry 73.8%. All right, on to the second leg of this back-to-back, and I was hoping for better results. They were slightly better, but not by a whole lot. So of course I started with $0. I put $100 in. I cashed out with $34.40. I lost $65.60. I earned 110 points, pretty good. I spent 2.75 hours in the casino. And my return to player was great. It was 88.1%, which is about, what these machines should pay off over time. Day 6, Coco Cay, we just decided to hang out at our favorite spot that's not Hideaway Beach, which is South Beach. There's a tucked away little place that people don't usually go to. It's so chill and so great. And there's a bar right there. I love it. So I started with my $34.40 I'd left over from night 1. I put in another $100. I lost all of it. So I lost $134.40. I earned 165 points, which was decent. I spent 3.25 hours in the casino, and my return to player was 83.8%, which is good. Anything over 80% is okay. Last day of the cruise. Already down so much, and I probably had enough playtime that I could have taken the last day off. And I didn't. Especially considering Nassau, we didn't do anything on the second day. We've been around already once, and we just didn't really feel the need to go into Nassau. We just wanted to chill on the ship. So I put in $200 cash. I cashed out with no money. So I lost $200. I earned another 130 points. I spent 2.5 hours in the casino. The session wasn't good. My return to player was 69.3%. So overall numbers, I lost $1,200. So $1,250 including the free play. Actually, it's $1,262 because I got $6 twice on each cruise. So $1,262 total I lost. $1,200 in money and then $1,100 in actual cash because of that onboard credit. I earned 1,119 points, which for $1,200 isn't the worst, but it's, you want a dollar a point at the end of the day. Anything better than that is good. Anything worse than that is not good. I spent 22.75 hours overall in the casino, which averages out to 3.25 hours a day, which is great for your ADT and for marketing offers. My return to player actually ended up being better than I expected because I had a couple of better days. It was 78.6%, still below that 80% threshold to consider the cruise a success, but not like as bad as it was earlier in the cruise. So why have I banned myself from cruising? So I've got my big Friends cruise coming up on Independence of the Seas near the end of March. I was gonna fill in the gap with a couple of shorties out of maybe Tampa or Port Canaveral and Royal, maybe take another Carnival or even a Princess cruise. But, you know, I was not expecting to lose $1,100. You know, if I lost my $100 a day, I'd still have $500 that I could potentially go on a short cruise on. And then if I did well there, I'd maybe go on another one. But the reason I'm so upset with myself is because even the cruise before that, I was not disciplined. I ended up getting luckier on that cruise, and that's what saved my bacon. But this can't continue. I can't continue to lose, you know, $200 a day in the casino because I want to take a lot of cruises, and that's just not affordable for me. And the thing that really annoys me is I don't even need the tier credits. Like, my prime is already set for 2026. I already get my tier reward cruise. I've already got good points on my previous cruises. So even if I didn't gamble on this last cruise, they basically, from what I've heard, take an average of the last 3 cruises. So I think I still would have been great for marketing offers. And even if not, I've got that Independence of the Seas booked where I could reestablish my play and continue to get offers. So there really was no reason to go off the rails. Now, last time I kind of, I guess, inferred that maybe because I was cruising with Jesselyn, that's why I lost so much money or I was so undisciplined. I want to be crystal clear. It's not Jesselyn. She has no control over my decisions. It's more just being on a cruise with friends, being on a cruise with people who also like to gamble. You just naturally want to gamble more. I would say I impact her gambling as much as she impacts mine. So it's a two-way street. If I would have been more disciplined, maybe she would have been more disciplined. Although I will say she had a really good session. She was killing it on video poker. She was getting like, 4 twos with an ace. She was getting tons of royal flushes with deuces. Like, she was doing very well. I think she ended up overall up in this cruise. So I'm super happy for her. So what does that mean for my channel if I'm not going to cruise for the next couple of months? Well, don't worry. I've got a lot of other stuff planned. I want to go more into the nitty gritty of how my method works and kind of tips and tricks for you to do the best you can and not be like me on this last cruise, save a lot of money and cruise for less. So I hope you'll be subscribed if you aren't yet. And then if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you give it a like. Thank you as always so much for watching.